Hey, there you are. I have got something very special in store for you today. If you are a new Seventh-day Adventist or you're just like Adventist curious, I am going to introduce you to the Adventist Food world, which means we are going to take a trip down into the deep bowels of this church to our secret food room here in Peoria. Now, it's going to be a bit of a trip, and along the way we're going to pass the dungeon where we keep people who Google too much about Adventist. So just ignore that part and come on, let's go. So welcome to our food room. I am here to show you around and introduce you to Adventist Food, which is like normal food, but we pretend it's healthier. So come over this way. Let me introduce you to an old favorite. This is the Big Frank, named after a guy, you might imagine, named Tom. Anyways, Big Frank, this is what we consider our nutritious food. The Big Franks are probably the most popular Adventist veggie meat around. Okay, they are made by Loma and Worthington. Well, that's a long story. But anywho, there are veggie hot dog, and many Adventists will live and die by the Big Frank. They love the Big Frank, and yeah, it is great for you. It has 2 grams of fiber and 15% pathetic acid, or whatever, I can't really read it. It has 50 grams of potassium, 220 milligrams of sodium. So yes, this will kill you with all the salt in it. But Adventists love this, and it is for sale at this moment for $5.35 for 8 hot dogs. There you have it. Next to this, we have the Super Link, which I've never tried. The Veggie Links, which I've never tried. The Little Links, which I have tried. And a lot of people ask me, do these really taste like sausage? No. Then we have the Linkettes, which I've also never tried. Now, if you are a real fan of the Big Frank, okay, if you're hardcore about the Big Frank, you don't want to buy this can. Well, you say, Matthew, what do I want to buy? Let me tell you what you want to buy. You want to buy this can. The Big Frank can. All right, my friends, this is, I can't see, 6 pounds of Big Frank goodness. 6 pounds of hot dogs, and you can have it for $18, okay? There are 30 hot dogs in here. And, you know, if you have a good Adventist family of 75 people or something, you're gonna need these, okay? You're gonna need these. This is how you show that you're a real Adventist. And of course, you can buy them by the case down below as well. Okay, so moving along to the next shelf. All right, let's bring in over here. Friends, here you have the vegetarian burger. Now, the vegetarian burger is called the vegetarian burger, and it says it is a delicious, which is debatable, vegetarian alternative to ground beef. And as such, they show meatballs. Okay, fair enough. Next to the vegetarian burger is the veggie burger. And you ask, who marketed these things, Matthew? And all I can say is, Tom, of course. So yes, there's the veggie burger, and right next to the veggie burger and the vegetarian burger is the Ready Burger. Yes, marketing geniuses over there. And this is the only one of the 3 which actually shows a burger on the front of it. So, little known fact. Down below, we have the tender rounds. Okay, tender rounds. And right next to them, they have my personal favorite, the tender bits. Now, what kind of person would name a food tender bits? Is it somebody who didn't get enough hugs when they were little? Is it somebody who obviously had not been, let's just say they never brought this to their grandson and said, hey, do you think Tender Bits would be a great marketable name to give to a food, one in which the young people, the next generation will totally not make fun of it? No, they never did that. Okay, so Tender Bits. Now my favorite is the fried chick. Fried chick is delicious. Does it taste like chicken? No, not at all. I mean, unless the chicken got hit by a car, thrown into like a vat of acid, and then spit upon, then yes, maybe it tastes like chicken. But no, fried chicken is delicious in and of itself. I have an aunt, let me tell you a little story. I have an aunt who is not an Adventist, is not a vegetarian, and yet she loves fried chick so much, she will drink the juice out of this can. And if you've had fried chick before, that juice is like pure sodium, okay? Now let me just give you a little word of wisdom for my meat-eating friends over there. Why is it whenever vegetarians get together to have food, it's always the meat eaters who eat all of our fried chicken, our Big Franks, huh? If there's like 20 pizzas on the table, 20 pizzas, and like one of them is cheese, there's a rule of thumb that the meat eaters will eat the cheese pizza before the vegetarians get in line. All right, we have prime steaks, which are good. No, they don't taste like steaks, okay? Just stop asking that question in your own internal monologue. They don't taste like steaks, but they're good. Then there's the Swiss steaks. I guess they call them Swiss steaks because the prime steaks are not politically neutral enough. So Swiss steaks, the taste of neutrality. Okay, now as with all the best meats, like fried chick here, if you're really hardcore, you get the big can, okay? You get the big can. Very good. Fried chick, definitely the way to go. All right, we also have some choplets, don't ask. And we have some vegetable scallops, which are good. You can put them on a little shish kebab, throw them on the grill. Delicious, okay? Delicious. 3G, why is Worthington and Loma Linda not calling me to market their foods? I don't get it. Okay, over here we have the new Loma Linda stuff. This stuff is just, maybe I've only seen them about 2 months ago for the first time. This is the Blue Label stuff. Got some taco filling, chorizo, sloppy joes, tuna. I have not tried a single one of them, but I think the goal here is that Loma Linda wants their veggie meat to actually be healthy. So they're trying a little bit harder. It still has a lot of sodium, but it has less sodium than some of the other stuff. So they're trying to be better. And so they blue labeled it because Adventists are part of the whole Blue Zones thing. And so that's what they want to remind you of here on the back. McKay's chicken and beef seasoning. All right, this is how you make your soups taste like the thing you are morally objecting to, okay? You give it that little broth kind of thing, and my grandmother puts that in everything. Of course, Adventists tend to know about these as well. These G. Washington seasoning is another way to get chicken and beef broth. Here's a little tip. I actually put these in my pinto beans when I want to make refried beans, and they are fantastic. This is a good thing to do with this. And this is our nutritional yeast flakes, I believe, unless it's some kind of like gold marijuana that we're now selling out of the back of the store. I don't know. Over here. This is the venerable Roma coffee substitute. Okay, and we have this weird thing over here too. Fun thing about Roma. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know how Adventists are with the papacy, you know, we're all like anti-papacy, yay, Protestantism and stuff like that. And yet we name our non-coffee Roma. Rome. This will make you Catholic. This will make you Catholic, okay? Discontinued section of the store, okay? Yeah, like 6 years past the copyright date, or the best by date, copyright date. That's what we give the people who come here who ask too many questions. We're like, oh, hey, we love you, welcome to church. Here's a can of yummy veggie meat, not realizing this expired like 8 years ago. Okay, on to the freezers. Ugh. Refrigerator number 1. The awesome Morningstar breakfast sausage things are very, very good. They make several different versions of them, including hot and spicy and maple syrup and all that stuff. Very, very good. You also have steaklets, which I don't eat. So, all right, moving along to freezer number 1. Are you ready for this moment of truth? Nuts. A lot of nuts. Oh. These are griller crumbles and more sausage patties. Griller crumbles are awesome to throw into like a spaghetti sauce or put some taco seasoning on them for taco night. Good stuff. Freezer number 2. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. All right, I personally like the Gardein or whatever you call it, the crispy chicken. It comes with a little bit of orange sauce in there, man. You just fry these things up. I like to put a little bit of green onions, chop them up nicely with some stir fry and nice white rice or brown rice or something, man. And there you go, Asian night. Totally authentic. You have this chicken scallopini. I don't know, it sounds really fancy in French. I'm gonna skip that. Crispy chicken tenders. Can't go wrong there. It's almost like you're 6 years old at Red Robin all over again. Here's more veggie hot dogs, and let me just tell you about this. Morningstar Farms. It says America's #1 veggie corn dog. Little known fact, also America's only veggie corn dog. Okay, very delicious though. Very delicious. We love these. This is what I grew up with. I was not a big Frank person growing up. Well, when I became Adventist, I should say, when I was a teenager and became a vegetarian. After that, these leanies, that's what we used to buy them by the bag. They used to just sell them in these giant bags of leanies. And this is what I liked. But these are a little bit different than they used to be. So I've moved over to Team Big Frank. For a good Super Bowl party or something, I recommend the buffalo chicken wings. Do they taste like what you could get at Buffalo Wild Wings? No, will you just stop asking that question, okay? But they are delicious, they are fantastic. Put a little bit of like blue cheese dressing, dip them in there, or some ranch, and you are set to go. It doesn't even matter if your team loses. Okay, what else we got? Oh, the griller crumbles. Yes, there they are. Very good, very good. Meatless turkey. What else we got in here? Chickens. Oh, one of the most important things. It's like down here in a giant box. Bacon strips. Bacon strips. This is probably your veggie meat to dollar ratio. This is the best buy that you can make. There's like, I don't know, like 20 strips or something in a package, and it's like $3.50 or whatever. So this is the best way to go. If you had 2 strips a day, it would last you longer than everything else. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that the sausage patties taste better, but there's only like 6 of these in here, and so they won't last you very long. They won't last you very long. Okay, let's move on to. Oh, I was wrong. The breakfast strips are only $3.13, people. $3.13, while the sausage patties are $3.98, and there's only 6 of them, okay? So definitely go with the strips. Okay, now we get to the final freezer. This is the freezer for people who mean business, okay? People who mean business, who are very serious about their game. Here's a dinner roast, okay? This is something you might grab for Thanksgiving if you are all out of imagination for making vegetarian healthy food, okay? There's a meatless corned beef right here. There's a meatless turkey right here. Now, this is good. You can slice that up, put it in the freezer, and voila, you have like a deli meat or something. There's a chicken right here. And let me introduce you to my friend, this little torpedo right here, Wham. Yeah, it's called Wham. This is probably the best veggie meat name. Because you get like, oh yeah, it's fake ham, we all got it, blah, blah, blah. But it's Wham, and Wham is just a cool word. So my grandmother takes one of these. Boy, this is really cold. My grandmother takes one of these every Thanksgiving, throws in the oven, covers it with pineapple slices and like cranberries and stuff, and just bakes the heck out of the thing. Well, I'll just say heck. We need to edit that out. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, very delicious. Favorite part of Thanksgiving is the Wham. All right, then we got a bunch of other stuff here I don't really care about. Anyways, thanks so much for coming with us on this food room tour. I hope this gives you a little bit of a primer so that when your pastor or somebody is talking about like I don't know, let's go have Big Franks after church. You don't have to think like, hey, is this some like weird occult thing? You know, you're like Googling Big Franks. Okay, don't Google Big Franks or we're gonna lock you up in a dungeon. But now you know what Big Franks are, so you don't have to Google them. We are saving you by letting you know these things. But please, check it out if you're interested in making the transition into a slightly, marginally healthier vegetarian life. That's what these are designed for. They're designed to be a bridge to get people off of meat and on their way to a plant-based diet. But of course, many Adventists never leave the bridge. We just live on the bridge, or if they're trolls, they live underneath the bridge. But anyways, that was the vision for these veggie meats. Okay, many of them have not been updated in a long time. They're still kind of as unhealthy as they were in the 50s and 60s and 70s when they were made. But that's the vision behind it. We're trying to get people off of more unhealthy foods. But of course, now with the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Meat Burger and stuff, some of these vegetarian meat substitutes are actually really, really good for you, or at least much, much better for you than these are here. But these are still delicious, okay? So the next time you go over to some of these you'll find at Walmart, some of them you're gonna find at Costco or Sam's or something like that occasionally. But if you ever are near a big capital city where there's an Adventist book center, you will find all of this and more. So I am encouraging you, give this stuff a try. That way you can hate them after you've had them. I'm just kidding. They're delicious. We'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, Ready Burger. Delicious. Unlike those other burgers, which are not ready. Boy, you hit me in the tender bits.
Okay, so we would roll our intro here. What in the world's going on, Greg?